So in the last Boot Wizard Predator video, I unboxed these, which I gave a generally glowing review to. I think they look fantastic. Then in my next video, I proceeded to knock them straight off their pedestal as I criticized the Dark Motion Pack and their kind of similarities to these PDS exclusives. Today, we're going to be looking at something very special that I don't think I'll be knocking off a pedestal anytime soon. What's up guys, James here from Boot Wizard Boot Reviews, and welcome once again to the Boot Wizard Boot Shed, where we take fire safety and baldness very seriously. Today we are going to be looking at a pretty unbelievable pair of boots, a pair of boots that I am just thankful to have, and I need to show my thanks, and you guys need to help me out with this. MD Boots on Instagram has delightfully, unbelievably loaned me his pair of Reuben Dangoor Adidas Predator 19 Plus. These are incredibly limited. They're very expensive. I do not own a pair. He has simply just let me borrow them so that I can show them to you. Please go to MD Boots on Instagram and follow him, because this is a huge deal and I can't thank him enough for that. He's also sent me another pair of boots. You know what? I'm just going to show you the box. These will be on the channel very soon, and if you know, you know. With that out of the way, remember to like the video, get subscribed to the channel, and let's take a look at this very special pair of boots, which in my opinion could definitely be the best Predator 20 plus release so far. And yes, I'm including the Dragon Preds in that statement. So we don't usually want to spend too much time talking about a box, but here, Addy have moved away from this fantastic Predator 20 plus presentation box with the lift front. And you know what? I think they've done the right thing. What you get here is a very premium presentation slide drawer box. Now, if you've seen the leaks of these were leaked a long time ago. We've seen these for a long time. They have this design on the boot, and it's just accentuated around the side of the box. To give you a little bit of background as I show you this boot is designed around the ideas of unity and togetherness. It was supposed to be for the Euros, and it's obviously been delayed, the Euros, so we've got it now, but you got the handshaking, the hearts, and the fist bumping that we're going to see all the way around the boot. And if there was ever a time for a message of unity and togetherness on a pair of football boots, it is right now, and the box shows that off perfectly. Along with the Adidas logo, the Reuben Dangoor signature, and then obviously as you slide this out, you can see you get the fist bump and more of the handshakes on the other side. It's a really nice touch. And then when we look inside the box, it follows through onto the paper. The hearts, the fist bumps, the handshaking, it's all over. This, I speak about it so often, attention to detail on these limited edition boots, and it's right here. And the Reuben Dangoor boots here have just on the front the signature there as well. It's a really nice presentation box. It's something different, and I think that makes these boots even more special. So far, 10 out of 10 for presentation from Addy. I say 10 out of 10 for presentation so far for a very good reason. Here's the string bag. Anybody else underwhelmed? Me? Anybody else? Anybody? Just me. This is very disappointing. This is a very expensive boot that they've gone to a lot of trouble to produce a fantastic presentation box for, and you've got a black and white Predator mesh bag. It's disappointing as an extra. You still get the shoehorn because obviously it's a Predator 20 plus, it's laceless, but that is naff. It's just not good enough if you ask me. The last couple of releases, we've got a relevant string bag color and Predator logo, which I think has been just about okay. On these Dangoor boots, I think they needed to go honestly, full Nike. They needed handshakes, fist bumps. They needed something on here that tied it directly to the boot because the boot is so special, the presentation's so special, and this is a mesh string bag. Come on, Addy. So to kick off, this is the regular Predator 20 Plus. There's no difference in terms of how this has been constructed to any other Predator that you can go out and buy. The only one with a difference so far has been that Dragon Predator that I referenced earlier. That one has a leather upper and basically any tech that Adidas could throw at it. This is pure design, and from a distance, it maybe doesn't look that impressive. It just looks like a neon rave. It looks like somebody's throwing a rave on the side of your boots, and maybe that's not what you want. And you're thinking, wow, another black base Adidas boot because we're now at 3 in a row. But it's more than that. It's so much more than that. It's part of this artist collection series with Reuben Dangoor, something we haven't seen for a while. Addy or anybody work with an artist. So we've had it previously on with some brands. Here we go. Wait, no, that'll do. We've got the concave boots here. So this is the Mr. Sen's Concave Vault Plus. Now, admittedly, Concave are not the most desirable brand in the world, but there's only 60 pairs of these in the world, and they were with a famous graffiti artist. They did it as well with a couple of other artists, other companies, other brands have done the same thing, just haven't seen it. And this is a nice return to form, and the choice of Reuben Dangoor is absolutely inspired, if you ask me. I'll jump into why I think the choice of Reuben Dangoor is absolutely inspired for this, hopefully, series. Hopefully we'll get more of these with artists on Adidas boots. But for now, let's take a look at the boot. So you already know what's on here. It's these lines with the hearts, the handshakes, the fist bumps, all the way around the boot, and they really stand out, they really pop, and each one of these, like I say, standing as a symbol of unity and togetherness, which is a great message at a Euros when you're going to have everybody traveling to lots of different countries, because the Euros was due to be held in many different locations. But at the current time, with the current climate, the current global situation, the health crisis, the way that football is right now, a lot of us can't play. Those of us that can play, it's very limited. And I think this is just really nice. The timing is pretty perfect. And I think it means more than it possibly could have done. Those hands, that kind of whole design runs through onto the sole plate, which I think is fantastic. So you can see them run through this split sole design. But your eye is immediately taken away from that by this. So normally we get an area of kind of oil slick effect or chrome or some kind of wearable finish on the heel of the boot with a lot of the Predator 20 Plus. We got it with this one, so it's on the back here. But the really special ones, the Dragon and this one, we've got 2 areas. It runs through the whole boot. And my God, that's beautiful. I think it is exactly the same effect as you get in the Pro Direct exclusive model, but using the forefoot, it stands out so much more in this almost bronzed chrome effect. I don't know even how to describe it. Oil slick that runs through it with these obviously colored stud tips. So the stud tips are also, they're pink in the back, like a light pink, not the same as the Pro Direct. And then more green color in the front here. It's just, it looks amazing. That is how you do a chrome finish sole plate. Did say, or I have said, depends what order these videos come out, I'm going to say that I prefer things that have consistent finishes, that don't wear off over time. But you know what? As a boot that most people are going to collect and not wear, my God, that's beautiful. I really like on this particular design how they've allowed the demon skin, which is such a key design element of this boot, to take a back seat. Like, it interrupts the design a little bit, but with it being the same base color as the boot, it means that's not the key message. It's not the key thing that stands out. It is the Reuben Dangoor design, and those spikes are just there as a purely functional element because they're part of the boot. They're not really part of the design. And I really, really like that that has taken somewhat of a backseat to this incredible Reuben Dangoor design. Now you get this green taping that runs in the back just as a little bit of a nod round into the Adidas there, which matches in with the boot, and then the Reuben Dangoor signature down the back, leading into the standard back end where you get the kind of spiked effect. It's very textured in the rear heel and up into this rubberized heel counter here. So all fairly standard Predator, of course. Laceless system, again, pure black. And it really does, like I say, it pops that Reuben Dangoor design to the fore, to the front. And I don't know how much you want to read into this, but the more it pops it to the front in me, the more you're popping forward that message that goes along with it, which is fantastic. Now, I promised you earlier that I would explain why I thought Reuben Dangoor was an absolutely inspired choice for this boot. So I will. Reuben Dangoor is a 32-year-old artist that kind of works outside of the traditional box that you might put artists into. For example, his primary medium to share his work is actually Instagram. You can jump over to Instagram right now and see pretty much everything that he's created. He also creates in a mainly digital environment on an iPad, despite the fact that most of his work looks unbelievable and you would be absolutely indistinguishable from something painted on canvas. He shot to fame around 2015 with a series of portraits he did of grime stars, but instead of just a regular portrait, he created these, as I say, digitally, and created them to make these grime stars look like 18th century generals and leaders. He says it was a bit of fun and he really enjoys the grime scene, but it really caught everybody's imaginations. These pictures went viral, everybody was talking about them, and only 2 months later, he was invited to debut them at the Tate Modern. Where a lot of people may know him, particularly in the football boot world, at least in England, is from his work on the 2018 World Cup. He produced a series of drawings, a series of images related to that particular team, the journey that they went on, because let's be honest, as an English person or as English fans, we definitely got swept away in its coming home. And he, for once, he said it himself, got really swept up and in pride for the English national team, which isn't something many of us have openly really had over the last few years. It was really brought back in 2018 and encapsulated by Dangoor in a series of images, which are frankly fantastic. My personal favorite being a dual image of Gareth Southgate, which I'll pop up on the screen. So I think this connection with modern culture, with modern mediums, with modern football makes Dangoor the perfect choice to design these frankly fantastic football boots. He's not an artist that's been picked randomly by Adidas because they're like, oh, we want to do an artist series. Who's big? Who can we get that's potentially going to drive more sales to these boots? This is a very deliberate choice for somebody that fits the bill perfectly to design something on especially the Predator 20 Plus, which is the epitome of a modern boot that catches the limelight, catches opinions. It's controversial. It evokes emotion, and it really is a statement of modern culture and modern mediums. This is the most Instagrammable boot going. Just look at it. Any colorway. This is a boot that makes a statement, and I think that's why Dangoor is perfect for this particular boot. I strongly recommend heading over to Reuben Dangoor's Instagram page and checking that out. It's some incredible stuff. At least check out that stuff he did from the World Cup, and definitely the work he did with those grime artists. Fantastic. Also, please, as I say, go to MD Boots, give him a follow because this video is not possible without him. Get subscribed to me. like this video, because then I can make more and maybe more people will send me boots to make you awesome videos. But that is all from me here today. Please do let me know what you think of these and what you think of the choice of Reuben Dangoor specifically. But that's all from me here at Boot Wizard today in the Boot Shed. Have a good day, and we'll see you soon.